Hey guys, I wanted to drop some stuff I need to talk about. But before I get to that, I wanted to talk about the new tier on my Patreon. When I take a picture of myself, I sometimes don't show as much as I want to. Like I don't like really get all out there or anything like that. I'm not talking about some kind of like grown-up website or anything like that. I'm talking about like just like there are some things that I don't think people would want to see.
Well, you got that right. Your face, your videos. But also a couple weeks ago, you know, I showcased you running around screaming in a diaper. It's definitely something a lot of people didn't want to see, yet here it is on the internet for everybody to see on your channel next to your husband/wife, and you act as if somehow, some way, this is what people want to see from you. This is the type of content people want to see, yet that's what you produce. And don't get me wrong, I don't like seeing your face, I don't like your videos, but I give people what they want in regards to my content responses to you. That's the only reason this exists right now. It's entertainment for people.
Not everybody would want to see, so I don't show it. But some people do want to see me take whatever photo, and they aren't worried about being upset or offended or anything like that. And for that, we have the top tier of my Patreon. Most of you can't afford it, and I totally get that. I couldn't afford it.
So for those of you who don't know, Onision's Patreon got quite a financial hit last week. He was making almost $3,000 a month on Patreon, and he lost roughly 45 to 50 patrons, and now he's down to just roughly $2,300 a month. And he's trying to find some scalpable, palpable way to get that money back up to the point that it was. And this is what he's offering for $250, folks, okay? Exclusive videos telling stories and secrets for your viewing only. Okay, number one, you don't have secrets, Greg. Let's be honest. There's no secrets coming from you. If you do have a secret, it's been outed or you've said it publicly in some way because we know you can't control your mouth. It's not something that's not a reasonable request from you. Secrets with Onision? Doesn't exist. Photos that I want to share, but with a very small audience. And you know, it's like one of those thoughts, you know, that takes a photo of like a game controller in like their shirt or something, and he's like suggestively with a wig, with a chocolate bar in his mouth, just kind of like, look how sexy I look as Onision with my multiple different characters. We've put so many videos and so many photos of you literally like in your underwear with like your bulge just popping out. So I'm really not sure what else you could post secretively or privately on a private Instagram that people would legitimately want to pay you $250 to see your pimply ass, white 35-year-old, decrepit, anemic, moly man body. I mean, clearly there are some because, well, you have a small, very small, but it exists, small fan base of what's left. Editor's note, this sounds like the D, but the D will not be anywhere ever in pics, LOL. For the internet's sake, let's just please not pull a pro Jared, you know, D photo where you're like slouched in like a chair and your like things just sitting there like that. Let's not. Please, the internet does not need to see Onision's D. Like, spare us. I think that's the one thing that would push me over the edge. I couldn't handle it. I'd be so grossed out I would never blog on. You know, actually, Onision, that's the way. You want to get me to stop making videos? Release a D pic. It will scare me away forever. And I'll just, I can't. I wouldn't be able to deal with it. I'd be so repulsed. But like, why do you even need to clarify this? It's not gonna be the D, but I'm gonna post like secret suggestive photos or like, I don't know. This is so strange to me.
Make sure that only people who actually really want to see it have access to it, and I also want to make sure that it doesn't leak, so it has to be really expensive. This helps me manage the content and know exactly who leaked it, if it leaks or whatever. But on top of that, this top tier is going to involve things that I want to say to people, but I can't say because I don't want people to hear it if they don't want to hear it. So I want to make sure that everybody's signed up for exactly what they want to hear. There are things that a lot of YouTubers would just say and show in public without repercussion, but me personally, I just need to make sure that
stuff that just doesn't feel right saying to people who did not ask for it. This textual statement here, couldn't that be applied to every person that you bombarded with public and private information that you've blasted online? Like this statement literally here, stuff that just doesn't feel right saying to people who did not ask for it. Are they all the people in your past? Did they ask for it? No, they didn't. Yet here you are trying to pull a Patreon tier level, trying to show compassion towards other people. It's just strange and bizarre.
Just need to make sure that you guys are cool with hearing all these secrets that I have, and that you're cool with seeing images that not everybody wants to see, but you definitely want to see.
Yeah, you know what images I don't want to see anymore? You having mature 18 plus conversations with people who are minors. Yeah, that's an ongoing thing again as of right now. This is recent. Perhaps this will be his next victim. I don't know, but we did some little bit of digging and we all found out that she's 15, or she just turned 16, but she was 15 recently. Had a sweet 16 birthday, and if you go on to some stuff has leaked on his Patreon, which is a gold mine for things. And this is just creepy and it is gross, okay? This person, Savvy Candy, is a Onision fan, which is fine. You can be fans with whoever you want. But again, she's just turned 16. Of course, he follows her on Twitter. He likes everything that she posts. There's even a tweet 2 weeks ago where Onision said, I'm ready to decimate. Where Onision said this, right? I'm ready to decimate something. And then she replies, I'm so ready. It's really, really gross stuff. But this was a Patreon exclusive video, which she pays for, with her parents' credit card, of course. I feel self-conscious sharing my story, because I already know there are people on here who leak the information online, but I'll be very broad, ha ha ha. I was 14, which wasn't very long ago. It was painful, didn't last long, and was paranoid after. Not the best experience, unfortunately, ha 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 ha. Anyway, I hope your top-tier exclusive videos to go well and people respect your privacy and keep your trust in giving them. That's crazy! Weird people are having consistent experiences. Now, overall, I wouldn't say this is really necessarily bad, but just take into account this person's 16 years old and they're talking about losing how they lost their, you know, the V word. V-I-R-I-G-I-N-I-T-Y. Virginity. That's what we're talking about here. And there's more of that, actually. This was another Patreon exclusive video. I will answer that. I like it consensual and boundaries. I guess I'm weird, too. I like all the sensual stuff, but the older women are kind of crockpots. We need to be warmed up. LOL. Wink, wink. Shrugs. You do you. Heather replies, which one? LOL. Can you, like, not? Please? Please? And might I remind you that he also has a Patreon exclusive Discord, which I've heard things with people. I keep hearing things. I haven't actually heard audio of it, but he's had a lot of very 18 plus conversations with a lot of these younger people who are in between the ages of 14 and 16 years of age on his Discord. But of course, here's that Savvy Candy again, right? She says, I'm gonna answer this too because why not? Attention other than the obvious two areas would probably be my thighs, my neck, maybe a back rub or a massage, whichever one feels nice. Consent is a big thing too, and if I make limits, I would hope the other person respects that. Yeah, well, consent is everything. Funny coming from you, Greg. You wonder why people call you creepy and why people say the things they do about you. It's because of interactions like this. If you don't want to be called a creepy person, then maybe even have a Patreon age limit where they need to be 18 plus. The problem is, if you did do that, the majority of your patrons would probably go from 2,200 down to 1,000. And then you'd really be neck deep in mud in your backyard. How's that IRS case going this month?
This means exclusive vlogs for the top tier of Patreon, and it also means exclusive photos. I'm thinking of starting an exclusive Instagram or something for the top tier. Also, I'm on Cameo now, cameo.com/Onision, where I give you guys personalized videos. You just ask me a question or ask me to give a shout out to someone like your friend or somebody who you know hates me, and I, I'm sorry, that's just funny.
Hi guys, I'm Repzion. You can check out my Cameo at cameo.com/Repzion. You can book me, just like you can book Onision, for $5 less. Yeah, for only $15, you can book a custom request for any video. You want me to wish somebody a happy birthday? You want me to give you a custom shout out? Well, now you can do it for only $15, $5 less than Onision. And it's linked right down below in the description. And no, I'm not joking. You know, you have to compete with your competitors, right? So I figured, why not offer $5 less? You get a bargain, and you get somebody way more popular.
Anyway, this is what I wanted to drop on you. I want you to imagine for a sec that at the end of your life, when you die, you have to see everything that you hurt. Now, if I had to see, you know, every meal and how it came to be, like how that salad made its way to my plate, I would be unoffended. But if you showed me all the food I ate from my meat eater days, and you showed me how a cow cow or whatever made its way to my plate, and I had to watch a montage of the hundreds of animals that I ate every year when I was eating meat, probably break down crying because it's a terrible thing to have to witness that. The same goes with all the people that I've hurt the feelings of and so forth, to see all the damage that I've done with my careless words. Or just, you know, if I ever like broke up with somebody, ended a friendship or something, and had to see them suffer as a result.
Let me tell you something, Greg. Nobody suffers when you end a relationship with them, or a friendship. Friendships, relationships, they don't suffer when they're ended. They're rejoiced, they're relieved, they're freed from the basement of Onision. Don't act like you ending a relationship or friendship with somebody is like this ultimate painful suffering thing. Might I remind you, you ended a friendship with one of your top tier patrons. I think they were paying you like $300 a month, and because they met up with me in the state of Washington, I met his wife, we sat down, we had a meal, we didn't even really talk about you. I think you got brought up like in a short, like 2-minute conversation. We were just talking about each other and where we are and like jobs and the future and all that stuff. It's a really cool conversation. He was a fan of yours and a top paying patron of yours, and you ended that friendship. So he wasn't really losing much other than a sum of money that you took away any sort of privilege or association with him because he took a photo with me. Like, you want to talk about pettiness right there? That's petty. You put suffering on yourself by kicking somebody out who gave you that amount of money because they got a photo with me. Like, that's how angry and hateful you are. That's how resentful you are. I know you don't like me, and that's perfectly fine, but let's just boil down to the real cause is that's just crazy, crazy, crazy. That's crazy behavior right there. Giving up $300-400 a month because they took a photo with me.
Like, these are things that I haven't considered in the past to the extent that I should have. And so basically, the reason I wanted to make this video is I wanted you guys to ask yourself this question. What if, when you died, you had to see all the pain you caused in the world in a montage form before you went to heaven or hell or to reincarnate as a tree or whatever? If you had to watch that montage in painful graphic detail, would you regret what you did?
No, Greg. You want to know why? Because you would be the only person in heaven or hell that I'd be looking down upon or above, crying their eyes out because I hurt your feelings. And every time I make one of these videos, it does hurt your feelings. I am Mr. Hurt Onision's Feeling Connoisseur as my side hobby.
Like, do you guys think about, you know, the throats of animals being cut when you eat your burgers? Do you think about what you defending yourself when you break up a friendship? Do you think about that person that you once cared for and their suffering? I think a lot of times we think a lot about ourselves and not anyone else. And to me, that is the most ironic thing we could probably do, because we want to be treated with consideration and compassion, yet so often we offer none.
Yeah, exactly. You just admitted this. And you are the best example on this platform of somebody who has never offered compassion. And quite frankly, I believe that you are not capable of offering compassion towards anyone or anything who doesn't have a perspective that aligns with your way of thinking or your type of thought process about anything. And I'm talking about just ethics or morals or veganism or vegetarianism or whatever. If they don't think the same way you do, they are scum. You're so intolerant of other people's opinions and perspectives. That's no wonder your Twitter engagement is so low, despite you having almost 300,000 followers.
So the next time you eat meat, the next time you try to terminate a friendship, or you try to say something mean about someone in a non-joking context, like you're totally serious and you're totally being harmful, I want you to think about them. And I want you to think about them being a person or an animal that feels just like you, who's also an animal. And maybe if you think about yourself hurting or someone you really care about hurting, you can start to connect those dots and realize that it is a tragedy, what we do to each other on a regular basis. And with that being said, that's the video. That's all I wanted to say to you guys.
Well, that was a waste of my time.